ask people before I.
That's how I found you, so it's fine with us.
I know, it's funny, but I don't have a lot of videos where I'm meeting with people online, just where like I'm working or something. So
Gotcha.
it's fun to kind of have people join me in the video.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I was just kind of playing around with this, and maybe this is an overkill, but I thought you talked about having a dormer or something on the on this side, and I didn't know what you thought about that. Um, it's kind of open, if you're inside the room. Let me see. I've got a section here I can turn on. Let's see, these section posts. I can kind of cut the building in half, where you can see
Oh yeah,
where you would be inside, and you'd have that kind of view, and
yeah,
then the loft would be, up here.
right. I like it. I think the biggest thing right now is just with the material costs, if it's going to be in our budget or not.
Well, what I mean, you all can just give me, I mean, I'm trying to throw out ideas. If you, if you want to, if you want to do away with the dormer, or, I need a little guidance from you guys too.
Yeah, I'm getting the nod from the other side over here. I think it looks good. Let's keep it in there. It's a nice feature to add in some, extra structure to the building for sure,
Well,
and give them
it would open up, it would make a small space seem like it's kind of large, uh,
definitely.
and it would also give a lot of ambient light to that loft area too.
Yeah, that'd be really helpful.
You know, so but I'm just this is just one idea. If you want to see something different, or that's why I'm meeting with you, just to get
Sure. I mean, I like the symmetry between the top and bottom windows. The just with the pitch that's on our existing house, it'd be nice to have it steeper, but I think it's going to mess with the window symmetry if we do that. So,
well, and this is kind of the view from your house, right? So you got
yeah,
that.
that's true.
This is the
Right.
1012.
Yep.
The reason I was trying to, I mean, we could do a steeper dormer and make, maybe just have one window and have a smaller dormer if you wanted a steeper roof. But to have,
I like the way that looks. I mean, with the three windows, what do you think?
yeah,
Yeah, I think it looks right.
to have it this wide, I'd have to, the pitch would be above this roof
Yeah.
and then
Yeah, I think it looks
it
right
would
the
be
way you
kind
have
of,
it.
it would be kind of funky because you'd have to hip it back, the back end of it,
Yeah.
unless you did the one on this side and just went crazy with it.
Just all the way across.
Yeah, I've seen people do that. It's funny. It would be
Yeah.
symmetrical on this side.
I mean, if you had the loft carrying over to that side, I would advocate to do that. But with it just being open airspace, I think that's a little excessive.
Yeah. And this may be a little excessive too. I just wanted to, you
Yeah.
can start with excessive and go down from there.
Yeah, I mean, we had originally talked about that in our last call about adding one, and I mean I think it's nice because it kind of carries over the same look that the our house has with the dormers, and like you said, it's going to add a lot of extra light into that room and make it feel a lot bigger for what we're trying to accomplish in there. So
But, like you said, I mean, these windows are probably, 250 each. Then you got the framing lumber and roofing and siding.
right,
So it would add cost, obviously. But
sure,
um, I mean, and if you did away with the dormer, you'd still have these two windows,
yeah,
or something like that. So
all right. I think we roll with it.
the only other thing is that now you said you had experience in construction, right?
Uh, a decent amount. I mean, I've never built houses or anything, but lots of handyman projects and stuff. So I'm fairly comfortable with it.
Well, and I can do a framing view of this where it'll show how
That'd be great.
these rafters are would be built first, and then these would basically be built on top of it, and then you just kind of some of it has to be kind of rigged together when you start drywalling, but
Right.
it's not that bad.
Yeah, no, that'd be super helpful. I mean, that's one of the things on the original plans that we had that, I was kind of scratching my head about because it's just not something I haven't done. I'm sure I'll figure it out once I start cutting pieces and putting them together, but yeah, that'd be helpful.
Well, I'll do I'll do a framing plan for you, a roof,
Okay.
a wall and roof framing plan, and I almost forgot what kind of side you were going to put horizontal siding on, right?
Yeah, we have hardy siding on the house. So we want to carry that over to
Is it like an 8 inch?
Shoot, I was gonna measure before we got on the call. I need to check that real quick. And then the other thing I wanted to mention was the my wife's going to measure it real quick. I think it's 10 or 12, but on the gable peaks we have hardy like shingles.
Oh, okay.
And so we want to carry that over, at least on the one facing the house. We want to carry that same look over on there.
That makes sense. And then maybe just let the lap siding go up on the back.
Yeah, on the back we'll just carry
Okay.
the light all the way up, and maybe I don't know if there's enough room. We might do it above the windows on that dormer too, which is the same thing we did on the front of our house. But that would probably, yeah, I think we'd probably do it there too.
It's a small area. It wouldn't probably
Yeah,
cost that much.
I've got the only reason I wanted to do it is I have some left over, but now we're getting enough real estate where I'm gonna have to buy some more. So, but it'll make it tie into the house really well, I think.
If you wanted to make this kind of post and beam looking, you could always get some like Western red cedar, or
Hmm.
Even Douglas fir. 6x8s or whatever. And then
Right.
these would be 6x6s or whatever, and then you could stain those a darker
Yeah.
color to make it look really kind of like a post and beam structure. And
Yeah, no, I really, really like the detail there. That looks great.
and then
That's,
you could even you can buy some cheaper 1x6 tongue and groove to even put on the ceiling if you wanted to.
yeah, that was one of the things that we had discussed is maybe doing tongue and groove on the top of the ceiling there. That would be pretty
And
cool.
just pine tongue and groove is not that expensive, really. I mean, really, by the time you paid somebody to come out and I don't know what do drywall and paint it, it would be probably just as expensive.
Yeah,
I'm saying you doing it yourself.
yeah, definitely. I've
Yeah.
heard the trick on that is you got to seal the backside of it, otherwise it can pop on you. But
No,
uh,
no, I've put up hundreds of thousands of square
yeah,
feet of it. In this case, you're when you've got a kind of a semi-finished space above it,
uh-huh.
you don't have those
Okay.
you don't have those problems. Um,
I really like the post and beam detail you did there. That was a nice tie kind of between that other shed that you had referenced to us and then what we're after here. I think that's great.
yeah, and it looks kind of benign in a drawing, but in real life, when these are kind of that Douglas fir looking or Western red
Oh yeah.
cedar, that gives it really a rustic touch.
Yeah, that'll pop
And
out for sure.
on these windows, I was just thinking they would just be like casements, and they're just mostly glass.
Hmm.
No, not a lot of grills or
No, we actually took all the windows out of our house that had grills in them and put just regular plain old windows in. I don't care for the prison cell looking.
yeah. I never have understood that. People they get these big windows, and then the first thing they do is chop it up with a bunch of
Yeah,
mullions and grill, whatever. It's funny.
yeah.
Settings 10 exposed.
The exposed part of the siding's 10, so it's probably 12-inch siding.
Wow, you know what? That's kind of cool because I actually on both of my last houses I used that width, but I had to order it because they don't stock it.
Huh.
Yeah,
Interesting.
you've actually got a 10-inch exposure.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool. Yeah, when I show you the corners I use on mine when I
No, I'd
do.
love to see it.
These are, and the reason I'm mentioning this is because you don't have a lot of room up here on this dormer,
Yeah,
to
it's pretty
put
tight.
corner boards and then window trim.
Right.
So this looks nice, especially up here. If you just
Uh-huh.
put trim around the windows, but on the corners, let me show you. And I buy these. Let's see, where are we? Where's my browsers? um, have you ever seen this store called Menards?
Oh yeah, I'm familiar with. We don't have them around here, but I'm familiar with it. I've seen them online
Well,
quite a
I
bit.
ordered these online, um,
Mm-hmm.
and let's see. I saw metal corners. I should have put. I thought that was my last search. Metal siding corners. Let's see. They're like this. Here we go. And they have these 12-inch ones.
Oh, gotcha.
And what you do is you bring the siding close to the corner. You don't overlap
And
the
they just
siding. You just bring it close to the corner, and then you slide these up. It has a little
yeah.
hook. See that last picture showed the hook better. See that little hook?
Mm-hmm.
It hooks around the bottom of the siding, and what it does
Oh,
is,
okay.
did I show you my? Let's see.
They just kind of stack up the side,
Did I
and
show you my last house where I let's see, where would I? Oh, I know where to find it. Let's see. All right, it's on here. It's on my projects. If you look on my project map,
that's cool.
if you zoom all the way into my house, let's see which one is it. Yeah, this is it. Dang it, the picture's not going to be big enough. Dang it. Um, I don't know. You can't see that, can you? See that?
Not really.
See where there's no corner boards on the
Yeah.
that? What it looks like is that it's kind of a retro look where the side it makes it look like the siding wraps around the corner,
Uh-huh. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
and so it's a kind of a cool look. Let's see, what is this? That was my other. Yeah. Oh shoot. Next time. Well, if you have any doubts about that, I mean,
No,
I'll draw it
I
like
would get
that, but
squared away.
obviously you can do it how you want to, but I'll draw it that way, and you'll see that the corners just kind of
Okay.
look like they're almost mitered.
Sure.
After you paint it, you can't tell they're really there that easily.
Okay. Cool.
And you know what? Let me have a better picture. And where are my pictures? Where are my pictures? Let me just look for 1 second,
That's fine.
and I won't bore you with any other of this other mess. And this PC Arden Avenue. There's Arden Avenue. Let's see. View. Extra large. Well, shoot. There's, there's. Oh,
There you
here we
go.
go. Here we go.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a better picture.
Okay.
See how that's what it looks like. You can't really tell
Yeah, it's almost seamless right there.
you can't really tell that and what it does is when you see the trim around the windows and then not on the corners, it makes it look, it accentuates
Yep.
the corners.
Yeah,
So
it doesn't get all cluttered up with the trim pieces too.
yeah, I
So
hate that look where, especially on dormers, where you got a corner
you're gonna
board
have
and then you
a
got
couple inches of
window
siding in there
trim
in between.
and you got like an inch between the little tiny pieces of siding you have to glue in there somehow.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, I didn't mean to bore you with all that, but
No, it's fine. It's good
and then
info.
let me turn this roof off for a second. I kind of put this, I don't know, sectional thing in here to show just kind of how much space
Yeah.
there is. I don't know how you're going to arrange the furniture, but or if
I
you,
actually, after we talked last time and you had mentioned those models on there, we got on and looked at something really similar to that, and more than likely we'll probably build something similar to that and just get some cushions made or something at this point. So,
that's
but
kind of
that's
what they've done here. They've built a
yeah,
platform and then put cushions on it. So
yeah. No, I think that's perfect. That's great use of that space to allow 6 to 8 people to have a comfortable spot. And you still have room at the bar over there.
it's like you were saying too. You can always mount some kind of a screen, that could be pulled down here
Yep,
on that wall there.
yep.
The only thing I don't know is how you get up to the loft. You'd have to almost have a ladder that was like stored, hung on the wall over here or something, and then when you wanted to get up there, take it and put it up. I don't know how you.
Yeah, that was kind of a head scratcher too. The other thing I had thought about doing is, I mean, maybe just putting. I like to keep that open into the space, but that way, if we've got a big item that we need to put up there, but we could also do like an attic ladder or something out of the exposed part outside to get it up and down on also. So
I mean, they have some pretty decent attic ladders
yeah,
that are, have you seen the aluminum ones that are really
yeah,
sturdy? That really kind of
yeah. We've
nice.
got a couple in our garage.
So that's actually a good idea because um, in that case, it's kind of sad that this didn't just go all the way across. But I like this. I like this openness in here.
Yeah, I think we want to keep it open like that, just to make that give that space a bigger feel, and utilize what we've got for real estate out there.
Out here is the plan to just put some furniture, just straight across here, and maybe a table or.
Yeah, I think so. I think we're probably going to do a large size table and then maybe a few chairs, but we really haven't. I mean, I think we got to kind of just kind of set everything up and see what works with the space to allow people to be comfortable and sit, but still be able to flow through in and out if they need to. So, with the bar being there too, I mean, that's going to offer you. I don't know what our finished width was, but it looks like probably 4 seats there.
It's 6'6". Yeah, you could
It's
get.
6,
You
yeah.
could probably get 3 or 4. Yeah. And what I was trying to do was, what was I trying to do? Well, I got that same problem where if you use corners and trim, now at least you got a decent
Yep.
space between. It doesn't
Yeah.
look so crowded between the corners and the.
That's a really good point.
Um, but on that attic stair, I guess would you put it kind of close to this end and let it come down this way, or would you put it on this end and let it come down? That's the reason I was asking you about.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Yeah, we really don't. I mean, there's not a whole lot. Originally, the first thought on this was that if the kids had friends over, they could use that as like a sleepover bunk area to hang out on or something.
Uh huh.
But we have a large house and a large yard. Most of the time, when they're doing sleepovers, they're probably going to sleep in the backyard outside, or they could use the lower area too. So it's just kind of a space for whatever. We really don't have a plan at this point.
I guess it
Storage, I
really
don't.
makes more sense to put it on this end, because what it is they're like 22. Let's see, 11.25. What they are is they're 22 and a half, 11.25, and then they are, you'd have probably 6 inches here, and then they're 54 inches long. 54. I put so many in. I remember how big they are. So that's kind of about how big they are,
Yeah,
folded up, and then they come down almost to the end they come down a little bit
Right.
past where they
Yep.
come down, or where they
Yep.
end.
Yeah, the trouble I have, at least with the ones that we have in our crawl space and our dormers and our garage, or when you're walking up into them, this one's not bad because it's open into the area, in the open area. But in ours, you walk right into the the pitch of the roof, the way we're set up. So it's
Well, that's why I was putting it in the middle, because you'd have,
yeah, yeah.
what do you
So
got?
are the floor joists running front to back on that, or are they side to side? They must be front to
Actually,
back.
you got 5'6" there. I'm surprised it's that tall. Um, well, that's what I was just looking at. I think the span is short enough to where you could do it either way. Yeah, you could run them. You could run them this way if you wanted to. Now that kind of goes kind of contrary to what we would normally do. We'd normally run them,
Right.
tie them into the rafters.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Um, but I was trying to save you from having to do a lot of headering off. But I guess it's not that big a deal. Just double 2x8s on either side. And, I'll show the framing. You know, you'd only have like 1, 2, 3 joists there to header off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how carried away I'd get on. I mean, what do you think on the ladder on there? Because I mean, we could always just, if we need to put stuff up there, use a ladder on the inside. And
You could. It might be kind of. Let's see how tall it would have to be. I guess it would be taller than. Well, it might be kind of fun if you could hang it on the wall somewhere. Like even if it was up on the wall, on hooks.
oh, I see what you're saying.
On hooks or
Yeah,
something, and then you got it down. You're only going to get up there how many times a
yeah,
year? You got it
yeah.
down, and then leaned it up. Had a place to hook on to, so it's safe.
Right. Yeah, yeah,
That's kind of what I was thinking, because this is going to.
On the side of the bar. And
yeah. No, that's a great idea. I mean, originally I had thought about like before we started really, adding the bar and stuff like that, was like almost like a library ladder where it could slide off to the side and then, come into the middle when you needed it. But
That's what I was thinking. I was trying to, and you can always do that, and then just push it in the corner. I mean, you still got room to serve here.
yeah. But I mean, just as easily we could build a ladder and hang it on the wall like you said, or I can
You could even
have
hang it
a
on the wall out here under the soffit.
exactly. That's what I was just thinking because I've got. I mean, I could build something at work out of aluminum or something to.
And it wouldn't get wet. If it was up high under the
Yep.
soffit.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good solution. Then your framing just is real simple across here.
it doesn't cut up the tongue groove on the underside. It
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't mess with all the tongue and groove on the outside. Yeah. Yeah. We'll just build a ladder and just probably store it outside under the soffit like you were saying.
Yeah, that's a good
When we
idea.
need to get in there. That's cool. Well, good.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a cool project.
It's come a long way from the pergola we were originally going to put there.
Well, what I'll do is from this, I kind of start over here on the side, and I'll kind of rebuild it with framing and siding
Sure.
and windows and doors,
Yeah.
and I've got some time today, so I'll go ahead and start on that,
Okay.
and go from there. Is there anything else, like any other windows or?
You want to do any more on the other? Do you think that with what you have there, I mean, with the two high windows, that'll be nice because we can open those up for circulation, and then I'm picturing the lower windows would open, and the top ones will probably just be solid panes.
Just make these fixed windows up
Unless
here.
you think there's a benefit to having them open.
I don't think so. I mean, and I don't really think you need any more windows. You're not even going to have to turn a light on in here very rarely with all these in
Yeah.
here. Which way did you say was north?
North is to the back end of the couch, and that far end back there is north. Yeah.
Up here. So
Yep.
this is the east
Correct.
wall.
Yep.
Okay. Well, yeah. So this
Which will be
is
good because I mean, we're pretty exposed in the late summer on that northwest corner back there. So not having the magnifying glass effect coming through the back of that in the summertime will be nice.
let's see, which way does shadows?
Oh, here we go. I was waiting for this.
Well, let's see. I wonder which way I've got it turned though. Let's see. The front would be south. So that's right, isn't it?
Yeah, that looks. What time of day you got there?
Let's go. Let's go. So let's go in July or June, right there, and then at noon.
So looking out at I'm trying to get an actual bearing on that thing. I mean, it's actually a little bit. It's like northwest is actually where the far end of the building is facing.
So if I'm looking, let me go. Let me look down on it. Which way is this? This is north.
Yeah, so we're actually trying to get my compass here to dial in. We're at like 312 degrees is where the building's facing. So
312 degrees. So it would be. Let's see. 300.
just got to back it off of what would that be? 340.
See, that would be. It would be 48 degrees this way.
There we go.
Like that. That seems a bit too much, doesn't it?
Sure seems like it, but let me get my other compass here and see if it's easier to figure out. Yeah, pointing straight out on the pad right now. I'm showing 323 degrees northwest. So maybe I was farther off on my north than I thought I was. My relative bearings are off.
So let's see, 360 is north, right?
Yep.
So we were pretty close. We had it pretty close then, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see. Somewhere like that, I guess.
Yep.
And then for in the winter, so these windows are going to add a pretty good bit of light because it stays. Let's see, that's noon. That is, what time is that? 7:30 in the morning in July. And then as you get towards noon.
What you got about?
That's actually kind of nice though, because when you get towards the hotter part of the day, these windows are going to be shaded.
Yeah, that's what I was curious on the covered area. What our shade's going to be like? We actually have some about 12-foot arborvitaes right on the other side of the fence on that. So I think looking at the shadow line there, it's actually going to be pretty good for shade.
Yeah.
Right, and I remember they were here, right?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, so you're going to be you're going to be sitting cool and breezy right there.
Excellent. That was the whole goal for this entire project.
Just take a tarp and put it up, right? It's a lot cheaper.
Just a couple dollars. Oh man.
Go to Harbor Freight, get a tarp.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I will.
Cool.
Oh, what are you going to do? Shingles on the roof?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. And then that gets me going. I can do lots of work from there.
Cool. Yeah, it looks great. Really like the post and beam feature, and then I think it's the right call leaving that dormer in there like we'd originally discussed. It looks nice and it's going to add a lot of extra light in there.
I mean, it's not. I mean, it's it's probably going to cost $2,000 or $3,000, but I mean, the overall effect
Sure.
is really kind of cool. You know,
Yep.
especially if
Definitely
you're
adds.
in the pool looking back at it. So okay, well, thanks, guys. I will go to work on this.
Sounds great. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. I will let you know when I got when I got an update.
Okay, perfect.
I will turn all this stuff off. All right. Well, thanks. I
All right. Have a great day.
appreciate the meeting. See ya.
Yep, bye.
Bye.